As the singing bowl fades away, settle into this lake meditation, preparing for embodying this pool of water. Going to the breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale, arriving in this present moment, accepting whatever might be going on around you. Being fully present and appreciating each moment as it comes and goes. I am inhaling. I am exhaling. And if you have been frightened before of water, for whatever reason, from whatever time in your life in the past, preparing to have a different relationship with this body of water. This body of water might be a lake, a sea, or a river, whichever you choose. And there is no need to be fearful. There is no emergency, no mishap, no tragedy, no need to be feeling overwhelmed. The lake is what you choose it to be. As beautiful and serene as a body of water can be, or even as dark and stormy and fascinating as you would like. And if fearful feelings come up, dropping back to your breath, using it to ground yourself. And with this feeling of being grounded and steady, if it feels comfortable, beginning by simply imagining it, the lake, in your mind's eye, this body of water, cradled by the earth, below its waterbed, held as you can be by the earth itself. The surface of the water is looking up to take in the changes of its environment, just as you observe yours, always responding to the weather changes. When the weather is going on above, its surface is calm and unthreatening and beautiful. The ripples on the surface are tiny and glistening, blue or gray. Perhaps the clouds start to move across the blue-gray sky. The breeze begins to bend the trees at the water's edge, ever so slightly, causing a quiet rustling, just audible and very calming. The birds are chirping and twittering in the trees, and maybe we can hear the sound of the woodpecker tapping against the bark of a tree nearby. Taking in the beauty of the environment when the weather is stable, knowing that this calmness, this orderliness can change at any time, either gradually or suddenly, with changes in the weather, just as you need to change with the weather of your own life. And then watching as the weather does change, the breeze stilling initially, and then the wind gusting, the sky darkening, the trees swaying, and the increasing swishing sounds of the leaves and branches bending as an oncoming storm gathers momentum. But this is just a normal part of how weather changes from day to day. Important for creating the resilience in the environment. The body of water is accustomed to changes, filling with the water thirstily in the rains, giving up water vapor in the heat of the summer. It is always exchanging and replacing what it needs to be the body of water. and providing nourishment to the environment in return. The surface of the lake is the most disturbed by the stormy weather. As the waves are whipped to frothing and the water becomes muddy and opaque, as the wet earth stirs from the deeper reaches. But near the waterbed, those deeper waters simply undulate despite the intense motion closer to the surface, almost as if the deep water is gently rocking the shallows, reassuring that everything will return to being calm once the storm has passed. The mud, which now permeates the watery layers, will settle. The organisms and other life will redistribute in the water, and some of the life which teems within it will set about cleaning it. Debris falling into the lake will sink to the bottom, another part of the lake, another source of nutrition, and a new shelter for life dependent on this deep body of water as a habitat. And in the same way, and if you choose to, as you become and embody this water for the next few moments, you can practice living in harmony with the weather of your own environment, even when the weather is fierce and challenging. The weather of our lives will always be changing, and from the wilder weather, we can practice resilience and boundaries. We can drift to the lower reaches of the lake to find some comfort to keep our body and mind safe as we look up and watch the scene above the surface playing out. We are no match for the wilder weather and wisely retreat to calmer waters, waiting for the tumult to pass. In this way, we help to prevent the wild winds of the stormier weathers of our lives from taking everything from within us, leaving us spent and demolished. The weather above the surface can sometimes be severe and relentless for a while, and harsh on occasion, yet near the bottom of the lake we can seek boundaries, be more sheltered, secure, only aware of gentle undulations. As the weather changes, the water clears. The sun starts to permeate through the waters again, and fingers of its warmth touch molecules of water, nurturing the habitat for so much life within. And as the challenging weather of our lives clears, we too can feel the warmth of the returning sun, drift again to the surface to enjoy the breezes and hear the gentle rustling of the leaves surrounding the lake. The weather of our lives is not to be fought or minimized or forgotten. It is to be observed, acknowledged for the difficulties it causes, and used as a means of becoming stronger and more resilient. It is in this way that we can cultivate wisdom and understanding that things will always be changing, that all of life's challenges are transient, present on our journey through life just for a while. With time and practice, we can increase our awareness of the ways our own bodies and minds respond to the changes which occur in our environment, and seek ways to keep ourselves safe and comforted when times are harsh. Perhaps even choosing, with intention and wisdom, and where possible, to change our environments more permanently when they are toxic. Moving out of our lake meditation, let's bring our attention back to the breath. I am inhaling. I am exhaling. Pause for a moment to embrace the calmness, the compassion, the resilience, and the wisdom that is within us, so that we can take it with us throughout the rest of our day.